Can I just say something? I'm so tired of people using Mewtwo in their clickbait thumbnails.
Sorry.
So until you see a Mewtwo in a Trainer Tips thumbnail, don't believe it's real. While I'm here eating lunch, I want to address a few things that came up after yesterday's video explaining the best possible movesets for Pokemon. One comment in particular I want to respond to. And I replied to the comment, but I want to do it in the video because I feel like it's a good point and not a lot of people are going to see that comment response. The comment is from a user called Hypersapien. And he says, I feel there's a general error in the Pokemon Go community that focuses on the best moveset methodology for choosing your best Pokemon. It completely ignores the rock, paper, scissors aspect of the game, which throws combat multipliers into the equation depending on who you're fighting against. The spreadsheet in this video is perfect if you're fighting a theoretical training dummy with no types and no moves to throw back at you. But that's not how Pokemon battles actually are. In an ideal matchup, your best moveset would have a bonus against a Pokemon with 2 types, and the math would look something like base damage times 1.25 times 1.25 times 1.25 for stab equals 1.95. That multiplier nearly doubles your damage output under the right circumstances, which to me seems like a bigger deal than the difference between the best moveset and the second best moveset.
Pokemon, eh?
Yeah. So, Hypersapien, you're absolutely right, and I want to say thank you for bringing that up. Now, the point of this spreadsheet isn't to say this is objectively the best moveset to use in any situation. All we're doing with the spreadsheet is comparing the Pokemon's possible movesets to determine which one has the highest maximum damage output in a vacuum when you're not accounting for type advantage or disadvantage. As a metagame develops, ideal movesets might change to counter specific threats, but for now, all we're doing is comparing the maximum theoretical damage output of each moveset that a Pokemon can have. Obviously, there's more to battling than just choosing the moveset with the highest theoretical damage output. You also have to account for type advantages and disadvantages. If you're not familiar, in Pokemon Go, super effective attacks deal 1.25 times their normal damage, and not very effective attacks deal 0.8 times their normal damage. So, by using a super effective move, you can deal 25% more damage, while using a not very effective move deals 20% less damage. So obviously you wouldn't choose an Arcanine to battle a Vaporeon, even though that Arcanine might have the ideal moveset, Fire Fang and Fire Blast, because Arcanine is Fire type, which is weak to water, and also deals reduced damage to a water type Pokemon like Vaporeon. In that situation, you're better off choosing a Grass or Electric type to exploit the Vaporeon's weaknesses. Luckily, you get to choose 6 different Pokemon when battling against an enemy gym, so you can cover a bunch of different type advantages. Hello? You can always keep 2 copies of the same Pokemon with different movesets for different situations, and by all means, choose a moveset with 2 different types if you want to be able to cover more type advantages with that Pokemon. But in my opinion, efficient type coverage in Pokemon Go isn't going to come from having 2 different types of moves on one Pokemon, it's going to come from having many different types of Pokemon that you can use in different situations. So currently, and keep in mind that this could change, but right now, my opinion is that it's best to have 2 moves of the same type on one Pokemon. This maximizes damage output if both moves benefit from stab, and it lets you use that Pokemon to target one specific weakness. So let's take the ideal Arcanine with Fire Fang and Fire Blast. If I have that moveset, I'll know that I can use that Arcanine to counter any Pokemon that has a weakness to fire. So any grass types, any bug types, any ice types, and any steel types. I can choose that Arcanine and know that it will deal the most possible damage to those Pokemon. Now, if I had an Arcanine with Bite and Fire Blast, it does have more type coverage on its own, because a dark type move like Bite will be super effective against Psychic and Ghost type Pokemon, meaning this Arcanine can now deal super effective damage to 6 different types of Pokemon. But it's very rare that you'll come across a Pokemon who's weak to both dark and fire type moves. So using this Arcanine in situations other than those very specific cases reduces its total overall damage output. So again, my current theory is that it's best to have Pokemon whose movesets contain 2 moves of the same type that both benefit from stab. Looking at Exeggutor as an example of this, its ideal moveset is Zen Headbutt and Solar Beam, but Again, it's rare that you'll find a Pokemon who's weak to both Grass and Psychic type moves. Now, if you were to use its third best moveset, Zen Headbutt and Psychic, it actually deals 9% less damage overall than the ideal moveset, but if you're fighting a Pokemon who's weak to Psychic type moves, it's gonna deal a lot more damage than the ideal moveset in that situation. So while right now it might be best to just choose the ideal moveset so that you have a Pokemon that's dealing the most possible damage in the most possible situations, as the game progresses and you start to amass more and more Pokemon, it might be better to start focusing on specific movesets to counter specific types of Pokemon. Remember, you get to choose 6 Pokemon when you're attacking a gym, and you get the benefit of seeing all the Pokemon in that gym before choosing your team. So when you're choosing your team, you can figure out which types are going to be the best to use in that battle because they'll have the most super effective advantages against the Pokemon in that gym. And again, if your Pokemon are very specialized in taking out specific types, you can always switch between Pokemon every time you need to change up that type advantage. I hope that's not too confusing, but if you have any questions about it, go ahead and ask in the comments. I'm gonna finish my lunch. I've been sitting on a Pokestop this whole time. That should have been the first thing I checked, but I was so eager to share that with you guys. Anyway. By the way, this place where I just had lunch, really good vegetarian food. I figure the best way to really explain what I mean is to just take you to a gym and show you. So let's go check it out. Okay, there are 2 Pokemon in this gym. Oh, there's 3 now. So, there's Eradicate, a Tank. Oh, you guys, I messed up. I accidentally deleted all of my screen recorder footage from this whole section where I was at the gym. So I just went out a couple hours ago to another gym and re-recorded the same kind of stuff, and I'm just going to show you the part where I'm talking about picking my team. I'm not going to make you sit through the whole battle because I actually ended up losing it because Snorlax is so bulky. But anyway, there you go. So this gym has 3 different Pokemon, a Golduck who's Water type, an Arcanine who's Fire type, and Snorlax who's Normal type. Instead of focusing on just having one super strong Pokemon that can beat all 3 of them, I have the option to choose a team of 6 Pokemon. So really, I need 3 different Pokemon that can each beat one of these Pokemon in the gym. So when I'm choosing my team, I'll choose someone who beats Water types, that's my Jolteon, someone who beats Fire types, that's my Vaporeon, and someone who beats Normal types, which would be my Primeape. But since this Snorlax is really strong, I'll probably end up using my Vaporeon. Panic mode, no more dodging. I lost. Ooh, a seal. What's that seal doing out here? There's no water around. Train tracks, power lines, houses. There's a water bottle. Did that water bottle spawn this seal? I don't know. I know a lot of you guys have been asking for us to do a video on spawn mechanics and what determines where Pokemon are. And believe me, I want to, but it just takes a lot of research. There's a lot going on right now, a lot of people are looking at it, and once there's a little bit more conclusive evidence, you can be sure that I'm gonna bring it to you guys. All right, let's go find another gym. While we're on the way, I wanna talk about something else that got brought up recently. On the Sylph Road subreddit, a user confusingly named Sylph Road made a post about IVs. And it turns out IVs are actually more important and more impactful than we first thought. Even though a Pokemon with perfect IVs might only be 5% better than the average Pokemon in each stat, that bonus gets compounded. It deals 5% more damage because it has higher attack. It takes 5% less damage because it has higher defense, and it survives 5% longer because it has higher HP. So you actually have to multiply those 3 bonuses together to figure out how much better than average it really is. So 1.05 times 1.05 times 1.05 comes out to closer to 16%. So a Pokemon with a 5% advantage in each IV, in each stat, is actually more like 16% better than average. As if we needed more math to do, right? Well, honestly, I kind of like it. I like figuring out all this stat stuff. But I'm sure down the line, someone's gonna come out with an app or a website that calculates all this stuff for us. So you can just throw your Pokemon's numbers in and it'll tell you which one is gonna deal the most damage in battle. I was ready to end the episode, but lucky for you guys, Cassie wanted to catch some Pokemon. I figure this is a good place to look. We definitely picked the right place for this.
Yup.
There's like 15 lures on right now. Someone on Reddit, I can't remember the name right now, but I'll put it down here, discovered that if you spin 10 different Pokestops in a row, the 10th one gives you double experience, that's 100 experience, and a minimum of 6 items. So since we've been here, I've spawned 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In 4 more, I'll show you guys exactly how that works. This should be 10. Six items and 100 experience. It's got to be 10 different Pokestops though. Okay, so as I'm struggling with this Diglett, this is the perfect time to mention. Oh my god, I'm struggling with a Diglett right now. Alright, we gotta pull over. Let's pull over. Look, they got the Squirtle. Okay. As I'm struggling with this Diglett, Niantic finally acknowledged that the issues with catch rate are a bug that started during the last update. So if you're struggling to catch Pokemon, there is an actual bug that's causing that. So if you feel like you don't want to waste your balls on Pidgeys and Rattatas right now, I don't blame you. I'm not either. I'm using an Ultra Ball on a Diglett right now. Took an Ultra Ball to catch that Diglett because there's a bug. Now where's the Squirtle? Oh, Squirtle. A 10k egg's about to hatch. I hope this is my Lapras.
Yeah, right.
Let's walk. Is this real? Build a Pikachu? I'm kinda down. Still walking. I got an egg. Oh, that means it hatched and I didn't get the thing. Wait.
Really?
Now it's hatching. Okay, that was weird. My eggs were... Why'd you do that? My eggs were full. And before I got the hatch, it's a
You
Jinx.
got Jinx.
I already have a good
Very
IV Jinx.
hot Jinx.
940 pound Psyshock.
No,
Where's my Lapras?
No Lapras. My first 10k egg with a Lapras.
I know. Maybe when trading comes out, someone will trade me a Lapras. Because it seems like...
I'm not going to trade you.
I don't mean you, I mean one of them. One of them wants to give me a Lapras, right? Someone will give me a Lapras, right? Alright, quick downtown Disney trip over. You satisfied?
Yeah.
We didn't catch anything spectacular. I have enough Doduos to evolve. Bellsprouts too. Not that I did that here. Anyway. Time to evolve some Pokemon. Bye! For today's episode, I'm going to talk about choosing the best moveset for your Pokemon. I've referenced a spreadsheet in a few different videos that ranks Pokemon based on their movesets and both their offensive and defensive abilities. It's really confusing and I've gotten a lot of questions about it, so today I'm going to explain how you can use it to find out which movesets are best for your Pokemon and also how your Pokemon ranks against other Pokemon in both offensive, defensive, and overall strength.